along with sheaths of machetes that were left inside the structure. We believe at this point in time that they belong to the workers that possessed the van. So all this created a situation where we needed to go low and slow. And as the county executive has stated, this man, this 29-year-old black male, about 5'10", was watching different channels, watching you report this story as this incident unfolded. After a period of time, we were able to get our tactical team in a position, a place to isolate him in this rather large structure. I don't know quite what it is feet-wise, but it looks every bit of 12,000 to me. At that point, with multiple floors, we did have one employee actually in the basement. We felt as though he was in a safe location. We did not attempt to extract him from the structure to endanger him or the officers that attempted to do so. In fact, he became a benefit as the afternoon went on, feeding us information. The subject was then located using technology on the second floor of the building, at which time we closed in further, isolated him, and you may have heard we used other technology to alert him and breach the door of the structure that he had barricaded himself in. And at this time, I'm going to say the arrest was without incident. I understand we had to use a canine dog as well. No officers injured. The subject's in custody, and he'll be taken for further evaluation and eventually criminal charges.
Did he have any weapons on his at all?
Okay, I'm going to stop at this point, and then we'll take questions in a moment.
Let me just clarify. First of all, I forgot to introduce people here. Police Chief Jim Johnson, Colonel Pete Evans, and I'm County Executive Kevin Kamenetz. I also want to compliment the employees at WMAR who quickly, except for that one employee, the employees were able to quickly evacuate in an orderly fashion. And I also wish to compliment St. Pius School, which also quickly went into a lockdown mode and then evacuated all of the children safely. Both sets of employees handled the situation superbly, and we do appreciate the manner in which they did that. Do you have anything else to add, Chief? Colonel? Okay. Why don't we go ahead first question?
Do you have a name?
I'm sorry, was he armed in any way?
At the time of the takedown, we understand he had a golf club, which he may have acquired somewhere in the structure. We don't know yet. We, of course, entered this situation as an active shooter. That's why the officers entered instantly. Again, we have these sheaths for the machetes, if you will. But we have no information at this moment in time. We tried to get this to you as quickly as possible that he actually had a weapon other than, which is a weapon, a golf club.
Was it an iron or wood?
I do not know, sir.
What room he was in, Chief?
Okay, I'm gonna take another question. Good.
What room was he in? Was it a studio or anything?
I understand it was the second floor in an editing room.
Do you have a name of the suspect? Do you have any motive?
We have no name for the subject. We have no motive at this point in time.
How did he obtain the vehicle? Do we know that?
It was an unattended vehicle located at York Road and 695 with workers doing their job around the vehicle.
And the keys were in the vehicle?
I do not know yet.
Were there weapons in the truck that was in the lobby?
There were working tools in the truck that could be used as weapons.
Not firearms.
We have no information that firearms were involved in this incident.
You said the security guard at the beginning engaged in some way with this person. Was that security guard male or female? What kind of engagement?
We understand that there was contact and engagement. We do not know at this moment in time the extent of that contact. We do not know whether or not it was a male or female.
Why don't we go to Jamie here?
Did he know it was a TV station he was attacking?
Jamie, I don't think at this time we haven't had an opportunity to sit with him and discuss what led him to your particular location.
How did you know he was watching TV?
We could view him watching TV.
What technology is cameras?
We could view him watching TV.
Is he responsible for anything else an accident?
No, that's an unrelated incident that came out during this time period. We believe that is the incident, the theft of the vehicle, that he's responsible for.
Sir, how do you know he's 29 years old if you don't know his name?
We have an estimate of his age and his physical description given to us by the several that saw him take the vehicle. And I want to again reinforce that the subject didn't leave this TV station location throughout the incident. There was no danger to the greater community. We had both officers inside the structure within minutes, an inner perimeter, an outer perimeter, and quite a sealed off area. There's no danger to the surrounding community. I gotta take a question over here. No, again, it's very clear that the subject is suffering from emotional and mental health issues. That's very clear.
Do you have any knowledge of communication with anyone outside the building? Do you have a cell phone on?
We have no information to believe he was communicating with other individuals.
There was no chance that you negotiated with him. You didn't have conversations with him.
We always tactfully attempt, when we can, to discuss, to talk, and progressively move through this circumstance. Yes, ma'am.
What did the dog have to do?
The canine dogs are always a part of our tool bag, and when we think there's an appropriate place or use for them, we will.
But did he actually go in and help you arrest?
The dogs accompany. We use other technology and tools as well. Again, you may have heard some of the devices we use today. I'm not going to discuss that, but it came to a closure. Yes, ma'am?
When will your
As soon as you finish asking us questions.
People can return to the building?
Well, I think that's going to be up to, first of all, the crime scene investigators, the officials from Channel 2 News, but I believe in short order that will happen.
And the school can function tomorrow as normal?
I think we'll take it.
Yes.
Chief, do you have any idea at this time whether the suspect was moving about the building after the crash through, or if he just made it up to that second floor and kind of stayed there?
I think further investigation is going to establish his movements in the structure, but I believe, based on our information, that he almost immediately went from that ground floor around the stairwell up to the second floor.
Chief, based on what you know about what our security guard did and other employees at ABC2 News, what do you have to say to that, how they handled this situation?
First of all, I'm going to let the county executive speak as well, but I commend the employees, the officials of Channel 2 News. Certainly, they acted professionally and bravely under some very difficult circumstances. Certainly, the work of the security officer at this moment in time, we believe, is commendable.
Have you ever experienced anything like this before? I've never seen anything like this before.
I think the structure is unique, but certainly the incident itself, the invasion of a structure, is not unheard of. But again, a TV station, it's certainly in an area like this where it's affected, obviously, transportation, traffic, commerce in the community, and the lives of our great citizens. That's very significant.
Chief, you already answered this. Did you say what was in the bag?
First of all, we're trying to verify that he had a bag, a satchel, a book bag of some kind. At this moment, while I'm talking to you, we don't know what was inside that carry.
Now, was that satchel his, or was that satchel belong to the person who's trucking?
We don't know. Again, we are looking at every step process in this case, but we thought it was important to get the news to you as quickly as we could.
Chief, just to be clear, did you think there were machetes in there, or there were sheaths for the machetes in the truck, so officers were worried, or were there machetes at all?
I think it would be foolish and irresponsible to not assume that the individual possessed, weapons of any kind when you enter a structure like this. It's very slow, very methodical, and of course the end result is to save lives and prevent injury, which was accomplished here today.
Do you have any idea at this point if this individual set out to take the truck for the purpose of going to the TV station, or was this just a stop here, random target?
Well, Jane, we're obviously going to look into that, why this particular location. Obviously, it's not easy to find for some people, but we do not know at this point in time.
Why is it so clear that he was emotionally say it's very clear?
I only will say, without going into any further depth, the communication, the reaction, his words, his responses, from the comments made by the employees of Channel 2 to the interaction our detectives had with him, via negotiation process.
All right, well, thank you very much. The bottom line is police did their job and everyone is safe. Thank you.
All right, there you heard it.
Well, there you have it. That was Police Chief Johnson and County Executive Kevin Kamenetz, County Exec, of course, giving the big news, which is the fact that this person has been caught and safely brought into custody. No injuries, they weren't hurt, no police officers were hurt, so that's all good.
According to the county executive, about 4:40 this afternoon, the suspect was finally apprehended, caught in a second-floor editing room. No injuries. No, Chief Johnson said it was just a routine arrest. Nothing violent. Apparently, they sent in some canine dogs ahead to confront the suspect. The suspect didn't want any part of the canines. He did have a golf club in his hands at the time, which could have been used as a weapon, very serious weapon, but there was no incident, according to Chief Johnson. And the 29-year-old suspect, described as obviously mentally ill, having some mental health issues, taken into custody. No injuries to the suspect, no injuries to any of the tactical unit officers who spent the better part of roughly 3.5 hours going room to room, door to door, trying to locate this suspect, who turned out to be in an editing room on the second floor.
And not only just sitting in an editing room, watching television.
Remarkable.
Watching
Listening
the coverage of what he had done. So, which is why they always say, police officers say, please don't say where we are, exactly what we're doing, because we don't want them to know, just in case. Coverage has gotten so exacting that you can see almost everything. So they want us to be careful, and we have to be careful, and we do try to be very, very careful in what we disclose so as not to compromise them in any way.
Yeah, one employee remained in the building, hunkered down someplace down in the basement area, felt it was safer there. The police felt, okay, you're good where you are, stay where you are, you don't want to come out and expose yourself.
And that person fed them info.
Yeah, very much so. That obviously knew the building much better than the police and was able to guide them to possible areas where this person could possibly be hiding.
It has been a crazy afternoon over on 64.
And as it turned out, where that heavy-duty truck came through and came to rest right at the bottom of that winding stairwell, he took the first escape route, which was the stairway, went right up to the second floor, and I would imagine he was probably passing employees running out of the building right past him, perhaps. But hunkered down and barricaded himself in a second-floor editing room and had to be convinced to come out.